everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We are joined by return guest Michael Losier, and you can find his previous interview at marketeroftheday.com/470. And you can find his website at michaellosier.com. And we're here to talk about how to get a handle on your emotions, how to deal with those big projects, how to deal with fears, frustrations, worries, and how to create those calculated risks and do the things that you know that you need to and should be doing. So Michael, glad to have you back. How are things?
Oh, wow. Things. Well, our first interview was really well received and I shared it and a lot of people loved it. So episode number 470, honestly, go check it out. I might peek a little bit into that conversation today, but today I really want to talk about something that's really new. It is so new that some people will twist their head when they hear it, but here it goes. Now, you know how people are complaining about aches and pains, and they have fibromyalgia, and they have sore knees and restless knees, and they have, swollen feet and tingling feet and numbness of this and sharp pains here and blah, blah, blah. Do you know all of those reasons are because of the same thing? Unprocessed negative emotions. So whether you call it aches and pains or fibromyalgia, or whether you call it restless legs or numbness or tingling or sharp pain, they're all caused by unprocessed negative emotions. What does that mean? Well, an unprocessed negative emotion, Captain Obvious, is an emotion that's unprocessed. But what does that mean? So not you or I, but sometimes something really bad might happen to us, and then we bottle it in. We don't tell anybody. And then it eats away at us, and that becomes unprocessed, and it's the size of a baseball. So, for example, when anybody has an accident or an operation, the emotions that you experience before and during go to the weakest part of your body. So sometimes you'll say, someone says, oh, I really hurt my neck, I can't move it. And in my world, I would say to them, you really can't move your neck because there's 5 baseball-sized energy balls that are stopping you from turning your neck from left to right. Now, in my hometown, I'm doing emotion code sessions everywhere. 7-Eleven, restaurants. I'm not scared to stop anybody on the street. Matter of fact, tonight, every month I do a meetup group, and I'm getting 50 and 80 people come, and I explain what the emotion code process is. I'm doing it right now with you. And then I bring people to the front of the room that are in chronic pain or fibromyalgia or aches and pain, shoulders, necks, jaws, whatever it is. Within minutes, I'm able to identify the name of the emotion, and then I'm able to delete it with a magnet. Yeah, I know it sounds bizarre. Listen, it's so bizarre that for the last 120 weeks, I've been doing a Facebook Live show every Saturday demonstrating it. And people just commenting in the chat, I'm able to give them a session. Now, lately, we've been doing stuff on food. I had a woman that was totally addicted. She called them PSLs. So I knew what that meant. And other people said, what's a PSL? What's a PSL? So anybody that's addicted to PSLs know what it is. Do you know what it is?
No.
Pumpkin spice lattes.
Nice.
So I was laughing and said, oh my God, I'm so addicted. So she got them at $7. That's my nickname for Starbucks. She was buying these large pumpkin spice lattes at $7. Sometimes twice a day. Captain Obvious, multiply that by 30. Not even
that adds up.
Not even that it's not even real pumpkin or real spices, allegedly, but it's the cost of it. So in 21 seconds, how many?
21 seconds.
I deleted her interest, craving, trigger, desire, lust. Got to have it when I see it. Got to have it when it's on TV. Don't share it with anybody. Double on sale habit to 0. In 7 days, she said 0 interest. 8 days ago, I was in another city. I did a presentation, and there was another speaker, and the word was out that Michael Losier had healing hands. So she said, oh my God, she said, I know it's good for me. And I said, what? She said, well, dark chocolate, it's the best. And I said, that's good. She said, but 4 bars hit the spot. I said, you eat 4 dark chocolate bars a day? She said, yes, I do. I buy it by the case at Costco. And I said, well, what are you asking me? She said, can you help me cut back? I said, no, I can't help you cut back. I delete forever. You see, there is no cutbacks. It's like a light switch. There's no middle. You're on or you're off. So this was last Friday at the event. I sat down with her at a table. I got out my magnet. I did the emotion code process, and I got rid of, deleted, without any memory at all, her 4 dark chocolate bars a day, and it's been 7 days. She goes, I've got cases of it in the fridge, and when I see it, she goes, before, every time I opened the fridge, I'd break a piece off. She said, I didn't have it in one sitting. I had it all day, and now she hasn't had any. Hey, knowing that, you know what would be a good example? If you could come up with a food item that or drink item that you'd like to remove forever, and then I can demonstrate that, what is called the emotion code. Are you willing?
I'm willing, but forever is a long time. That's a little scary.
Really? So give me a kind of food. Now you can choose to have it. Hashtag you won't like it, but you still can have it. It's like when I got rid of pizza, which I never thought was ever conceivable. And then on day 3, I thought, you know what, Michael Losier, you go have your favorite pizza. No one's looking. No one knows. So I said, that's it. And I get dressed and I go to my Italian restaurant and I'm looking at the menu and I forgot that I went for pizza. And now I'm looking at other things and I was just making different choices. And it was funny because I said, I came for pizza. And then I looked at other people's pizza and I thought, no, that's going to be too, I didn't have to talk myself out of it. I said, no, I want to get the Caesar salad with chicken or whatever I got.
So when we're saying deleting that, I mean, you couldn't choose to have the pizza. It's just gone forever, just forever. Yeah. Well, you won't ever want it.
This is the most hard thing to describe ever. Because I thought when I'm helping people do this, I thought people would resent me and they'd be denying themselves. The answer is always the same. It is non-existent in your thoughts, in your triggers, in your selection. You don't see it. You don't think about it. You don't remember it. You can have a piece in front of you. You won't care. And it takes 18 seconds. Hashtag Weight Watchers, are you listening? Imagine.
Right.
Well, my
they
sister,
should
my sister
bring
goes
you
to
on,
Weight
yeah.
Watchers, right? So she's on the lineup and she said, is all they talk about in the Weight Watchers lineup, getting weight, is food. And what a struggle it was. And my sister, quick little story. So my sister and her husband, they're getting ready to go on a cruise. And then 7 days, they were going to be ready 15 days. And she said, I'm really worried about the buffets because they're everywhere. They're on the cruise ships. They're just, you can have not the buffets, sorry, desserts. You can have cream cheese pie for breakfast if you want. And like there's no limits to food. She said, can you get rid of desserts for me? I said, I can. It's going to take 37 seconds. So do you got some time? So I deleted her interest in buffets or desserts and any kind of desserts in showcases, desserts on a tray, desserts. I just went on every combination of desserts. 2.5 years later, 0 desserts. And she's a waitress at a restaurant that sells Mile High lemon meringue pie. That used to be her favorite. And now she's got 0 interest and no denial interest, just like, nah, not interested.
Okay, well, to give you an answer, and feel free to circle back whenever, I guess, I feel bad not having an answer ready for you. To answer the thing about the drink, I would say soda, and to answer the food, I would say Taco Bell, to give you a couple choices.
I like how you say circle back. Is that a cowboy reference?
No, it's a reference to, you go a mile a minute just like me, and you always have good stuff, so whenever you have a chance to get to whatever you want to get to.
Okay, very good. Okay, we are circling back here, and we're going to get it done. So
this is scary.
If you just, people that are just joining us, I don't know how they would have just joined us. Hashtag go listen to the beginning, because we are about to have a motion code. And what does that even mean? So here's what's going to happen, Robert. I'm going to be your proxy. Just like if I want, I live in a condo and I don't like to get into politics, I sign a paper to my friend and I said, you can vote on my behalf. Or you can even choose the vote on my behalf. Here's my proxy. In other words, I'm letting you do that. So I'm going to be your proxy. And that means you're giving me permission to do this for you. And this means asking your subconscious mind questions. Now, your subconscious mind knows everything. Everything you ate and smelled and read, everything. It's a massive hard drive computer, but it's accessible. But you can only ask yes or no questions. That's my talent. So my talent is ask the right yes or no questions, and I'm going to be looking at a chart that has 60 negative emotions on it. And these 60 negative emotions are from previous accidents or trauma or operations. They're their baseball size energy. And I'm going to use muscle testing. That means that I'm going to loop a couple fingers together. And I told my body, when I find the answer, lock my fingers. So I'm going to go through the list. Is it this one? No. Is it this one? No. When I find it, my muscles are going to lock my fingers. This is very kinesiology for sports therapists and stuff. They're using muscle testing a lot. So well, I shouldn't say, the interesting thing about this is that I do work over the Skype and on the internet. So I don't even need to be present. But I do need your permission. I do need to know the severity of the problem. And then my job, once I get permission, I'm going to connect with you. You know, it's like if you came to my house and, you know, we all say we were connected, and then you would say, hey, can I use your Wi-Fi? Then I need to give you my password. So the password to let me tap into your subconscious mind, you already gave it to me, and it's permission. Otherwise, I'd be working on my neighbors, or I'd be working on someone on the street. I can't work with anybody. I need to have their permission.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
That sounds good. You have my permission.
Okay.
And then,
so let's remind people, we're going to work on soda. Do you have a favorite?
I would say Dr. Pepper.
Okay. And how many are you drinking now? A day or a week?
Maybe one a week, maybe two a week.
Okay, that's
not too bad.
Yeah, okay. So right now, you know, what makes me able to connect with anybody is hydration. So a practitioner has to drink lots of water. So I want to do that so we can have conductivity.
All right.
Okay, so I'm just muscle testing here, and I'm going to ask my own self, am I hydrated enough to work with Robert? Yes. So I'm checking in with Robert here. I have his permission. I'm connecting with Robert there. So that's a yes. Am I Robert? Yes. Am I Michael? No. So, and I could ask any question. I could find out your age. I could have said, am I 21, 20? And when I find it, my fingers would lock. But we're not playing the age game today. So you know what? My conscious, now I have your voice because I'm your proxy. My conscious mind was telling Michael about Dr. Pepper soda, any kind of soda really, in cans and bottles and fountain, at the 7-Elevens, at grocery stores, at breakfast restaurants, anytime, anywhere, any time of the day, with anybody. What is the severity of my addiction or craving or habit, or got to see it when I have it, drink it till it's gone, buy it double on sale, Dr. Pepper and other soda? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? How many emotions are causing this? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's one of them. So I have a chart in front of me. So I'm going to go find that. Is it column A, B, 6? It's shock, as in surprise, which meant you experienced shock or surprise while drinking Dr. Pepper, and it locked the two together. So now I'm deleting shock, hidden shock, vibrational resonance shock, psychotrauma, shock and unworthy. Is there any trauma energy that's causing my addiction and interest and craving and habit, and gotta see it, gotta have it when I see it, and gotta have it when other people have it, and buy double on sales, or any trauma causing this? Yes. A, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's self-hatred, the trauma of self-hatred. Now, before today's session, what was the severity of my interest and trigger and desire, and gotta have it when I see it, gotta take it when it's ordered, drink it all till it's gone, buy it double on sale, Dr. Pepper, any sort of, the addiction was a 10. And now it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Am I interested in Dr. Pepper, cold ones, on ice, in a bottle, in a jar, in a glass from the fountain? No, 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 no. Do I have any interest in ordering Dr. Pepper again? No. Did I an hour ago? Yes. Do I do now? No. Okay, and what was the food item you said?
Taco Bell.
Okay. I'm asking my subconscious mind about Taco Bell. What is the severity that I think about it and that I go there and that it's triggered and it's bred in and it's a habit and it's a custom and an addiction to go to Taco Bell? Is it 8, 9, 10? How many emotions is it? 5, 4, 3, 2. It's shame and shock. Shame, deleting shock. Hidden shame, hidden shock. Vibrational resonance of shame, vibrational resonance of shock. So if you're listening, I'm using a magnet right now in front of my face because I don't want to take on that negative energy. Is there any trauma causing this Taco Bell? Yes?
Trauma? No, just
No.
a bad habit to break a little bit.
I'm asking your subconscious mind. It sounded like I was asking you, didn't it? Do I have a trauma causing this addiction? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 5, 1. The trauma of Baron. Now, what is the severity of my interest or trigger or desire or planning it or going there for social reasons, going there by myself, planning it for lunch, going on the way by, going through the drive-thru, anything Taco Bell interest is? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I'm done. Good. So when you go to post this, you might want to wait a while and add a little clip on the end and give us an update.
And see if the soda in Taco Bell is gone forever.
Yes. Matter of fact, if our friends get home could read the sign that I'm holding up, what does it say?
It says bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye soda. Bye-bye anything Taco Bell. Hey, listen, I'm starting a campaign on October 1st. It's called Project 100. I'm giving 100 emotion code sessions for free to 100 people. And I'm deleting 100 food or drink items. And then after 5 days of me giving them their session, and I'm going to do it through email. They fill out the form, I get the email, I look at the email, I perform the session, I shut down, and they're done. Then in 5 days, they go to my emotion code Facebook group, and there's a post there, and all 100 people are agreeing to share their successes.
Amazing. So how do people sign up for this?
Well, they need to be part of my they need to be part of my emotion code Facebook group, which is just type in Michael Losier. It's Losier emotion code. I've got about almost 2,000 people in there. There's other practitioners, lots of clients. There's lots of success stories. It's a really great room, to hear other people's get the success stories. And with the emotion code, we also work on cats and dogs and horses, and I can work with people's children. I have been working with people's children this week specifically via the parent, bad behaviors from the kids. And one woman that I worked with, her daughter was maybe, I think, 5 years old, and she was born ticked off. She was born angry. She said she was just really unpleasant. She's mean. And so, you know what? I did an emotion code session with her, and the chart, she told me, her subconscious mind chart, there was 2 emotions that she got when she was in her mother's womb, and they're called prenatal. And what it meant was when the baby was in the mother's womb, these emotions were in the physical room that the baby absorbed. And then they become, we talk about DNA. This is for the baby's DNA. So when this little girl was in her mother's womb, she absorbed anger and hatred. And as soon as I said her, her mother said, "Oh my God, that's her." So I deleted anger and hatred. The whole session might have took a minute and a half. Then we went on to other things. And then I get an email from the mother who said her 6-year-old daughter initiated cuddling for the first time in her life.
It's magic.
Those emotions, when they're absorbed like that, they just take over the body.
And so when you're saying there's the anger and hatred, or when you're working with me, there's shock and shame, how do you decide on that? You have your chart in front of you. Is it a matter of just what you see?
Right? And I'm scanning the chart and I'm saying with my fingers, is it this one? And my fingers aren't locking. Is it this one? No. Oh, and as soon as I hit anger, my fingers seized up. And that's my agreement with your subconscious mind that says it's that one. Because I'm doing this, I'm not guessing. I don't have any spiritual gifts. It is science. It's a process. I'm not guessing. Your subconscious mind. My skill is knowing how to ask the question and knowing where to go next. That's what it is.
Amazing. Well, I love seeing what you have in action, and I like how it seems like you're always on, right? Even if you're at the 7-Eleven, you'll work your magic right then and there.
I go to the gym 3 times a week for about a year and 2 months now. I've got magnets all over the gym. The first time I went to the gym to work with my trainer, he was assessing me. I'm a big guy, so I'm laying on the mat and we're kind of measuring and lifting this, and his nose is stuffy and it's red, and he's snuffling, and then he takes out a puffer and he uses his puffer. And I thought, I just wanted to be Michael, the fat guy going to the gym. That's all I wanted. Oh no, I have to get my magnet out. So I stood up, I said, I can help with that. That's all I ever say. And then I'm silent. I can help with that. If you think I'm a quack, they don't say anything. They said, what do you mean? I said, well, I know what's causing your blocked air passageways in your nose. And I said, I can help you with that, standing from here and you standing there. Of course, he's
amazing.
Yeah, pulled out a magnet. I found out the trapped emotions. They were all around his lungs. All these emotions are related to an organ. And I cleaned that a year and 2 months ago. He hasn't had a puffer since. He hasn't had any sinus problems since. Now, let's cue seasonal allergy season. Seasonal allergies is caused by one emotion. And the emotion's conflict. So here's what happened. We were experiencing conflict while that smell was in the air. So every time that smell comes back, our brain and subconscious mind connects that smell with the conflict, and then it manifests itself in runny noses. So I am getting rid of people's seasonal allergies forever in under 15 seconds.
Craziness.
Oh, it's craziness. Yeah. Last Friday morning, there was a presentation at a hotel. I was in another city, and 48 people showed up, and we did a big circle, and I sat in the middle with the chair, and I worked on 40 people. I had one woman that came up that touched my neck. Her hands were ice cube. She was born that way. And she had big fur boots on, and and I thought, and she said, my feet and my hands are so cold. And within a minute, I got rid of all the unprocessed trapped emotions, and she went back to normal. One guy came up, almost hunched over a bit because his feet were so tender, both feet. Within minutes, I removed the unprocessed trapped emotions it was one after another after another. And I thought to myself, this needs to be on TV. Not this, me. I need to be on TV. Because, I could put the show on, right?
Yeah. You solve all these problems.
Yeah. I've been on stage my whole life. I've trained world-class trainers and speakers. I know how to do it. And with this subject, just the meetup group tonight will be packed. And I'm probably going to go Facebook Live one time, but not everybody wants to be, so we have to set the camera a certain way. And we're just going to have them come up one at a time and fixing people without touching them. And that's how I build my business. I don't need to do that. I'm super busy already. But I make sure that I'm fulfilled. One of my books was called Your Life's Purpose. And the purpose of your life is to feel good. And the best way to feel good is to get your needs met. So doing this interview with you and helping somebody at 7-Eleven or the restaurant or at Walmart, I stop people anywhere, or doing these presentations, I get all my needs met. And my role is, if it feels good, do it all the time, just over and over and over again.
Well, super cool. And a lot of what you're saying here makes sense. And especially I can tell that you care a lot about people, and that's been helpful for me. And as far as sometimes there's those days when we have to psych ourselves up to show up, right? Sometimes show up to the meetup or show up to the podcast interview. And so that's probably been the number one helpful thing for me, is just keeping in mind the people we're looking to help. And one thing I want to make sure that we get to in these last few minutes as we're winding down is about you and about maybe the things that you've had to overcome recently, because it's easy to say, well, I help out the guy at the gym or help out the lady with the cold feet. But as far as Mr. Michael, as far as, you being human and you having your struggles, Does anything come to mind as far as your own mental improvement you've had to do lately?
You know, when I talk about having our needs, one of mine is intimacy. And you know what intimacy means? Into me, see. So you and I aren't talking about the sports or the cars or the weather. I don't know how to have those conversations. And if you tried on that on me, we wouldn't last very long. This is an intimate conversation. Into me, see, or into you, see, like I want to know what's going on. It's a very good question. So here's what happened. My book, Law of Attraction, came out in 2000. I sold 3 million copies in 37 languages. You know how Celine Dion has to sing the Titanic song over and over and over again, but she looks like she loves it every time? Cue me. Traveling the world, doing the same presentation over, and I love it. I love it. I'm changing people's lives. My book's in 37 languages. And then there's more. There's probably 1,500 books on law of attraction now. In my head, I'm still the leader. I've got the classic. It came out before The Secret, 2 years before The Secret. I was asked to be in The Secret. I declined that. My work, my book. And then I wrote 2 other books. And honestly, writing the book is not the hard part. You know what the hard part is? Getting it
out there.
Getting it out. People think, oh my God, I got my book done. Oh no, you don't. Wait till you've got to sell it. You know, I sold 1 million copies of my second book, and that wasn't good enough for my publisher. So I couldn't get a third deal with them. Can you imagine?
Shoot, that sucks.
And they had to at least made $1 million if they sold a dollar a copy. I mean, whatever. Anyway, so I have a third book. I went with a different publisher. Publishers published. Think of printer. That's all they mean. And they'll say, we'll get it into the stores, but you got to get people into the stores to want to have the book. Anyway, so the law of attraction market was kind of drying up. There was so much information. There was hundreds of trainers. I trained 473 people in 17 countries. There's a law of attraction center in China, one in Malaysia, one in Singapore, and they're all trained by me. So I've had a great impact. And then I had an accident in the gym about 7 years ago, tore my meniscus muscle, which then affected my right hip, and now I'm limping. I'm limping up and down the stage, and I'm looking older and fatter, and it was just a horrible experience. And a guy came up and tapped me on the shoulder and said, I can fix that. I said, fix what? He said, I can fix what's causing your problem. So he pulled me behind a trade show sign, pulled out his magnet, and within minutes, it was gone. And I thought, hashtag WTF. What was that? So I thought, I'm going to learn this for myself. So I learned it on myself. And then I started doing food items. You know, I'm very healthy. I'm 58 years old. I'm in the best health of my life. I'm still big, but I was obese my whole life. And now I'm getting rid of this and then it's working. And then people are saying, what are you doing? And I'm thinking, so then I started groups. And then this is even before I took Dr. Brad's training, the guy that invented the system. And then I started training, and then I was still in the closet with it. I never went public with it, and I'm helping people a lot. Business blocks, money blocks, everything. And then one day, I'm thinking, I'm going to go out with this. There's still only like 3,000 people in the world doing this. 0 people on YouTube, except for Dr. Nelson, demonstrating it years ago. So I thought, and this is my style. This is so Michael Losier. I want to be the leader. So in order to be the leader, I need to have the most presence possible. I need to dominate YouTube with emotion code. I have 800 videos on YouTube from my 800 shows on law of attraction, NLP. So I thought that's how I conquered that market. So I've been doing a Facebook Live show every Saturday for about 115 weeks. We turned it into a YouTube show. We do it live on Facebook. We have a podcast that's getting hundreds of thousands of listens on it. So one show we've syndicated in many places. So my friend John and I, we do a live Facebook show every Saturday. We're doing different sessions every week. So I do that. And then, my model, I made lots of money when I did big seminars, and now I'm doing stuff one-on-one, right? Which isn't bad, but I like money. I like money because it allows me to do all the things that I allow to do, and it's okay to love that and want that. So I thought, well, I love the one-on-one model. So I kind of only do 2 or 3 clients a day. I don't want to fill up my whole day working by the hour. So about a year ago, I thought, what am I good at? I'm good at training, I'm good at coaching, and I'm good at running a successful emotion code business. So I started a business growth club for practitioners. And now I'm mentoring 30 practitioners to become fast, efficient, and effective, and how to run a business, how to get exposure, how to get the know, like, and trust. And they are paying me every month. And then I have other programs. I have a program teaching practitioners how to stand in front of the room and do a sales presentation on the emotion code that fills their calendar. So I'm not teaching them the emotion code. I'm teaching, because most of these are healers. They're not good salespeople, and respectfully, they're not always good business people. So I was a business person first, turned emotion code healer, right? But these ones were healers and never business people. So there's a lot of money to be made in the business if you're fast. I mean, I'm fixing problems that people had for 20 years. I'm doing it in 15 minutes. So what I wanted to talk about, all those stages, is that I always know there's a plan. My biggest plan is to have a TV show. But you know what? That's down the road. I got to let that cook a little bit, right? And it's a little bit risky because I don't know anything about it. So let's cue today's theme, calculated risk. So I thought, I want to get to the TV show, but I got to get good first. So let's go back to the Facebook Live show. We're on episode 115. My friend John and I were both, we have nailed it. There's nothing we can't answer. We know how to entertain. We know how to do sound bites. I know everything. So that 114 weeks of delivering that show, there, I said, good, that's over Facebook Live. Now I got to do it in front. So I thought, okay, remember, I'm calculating when I want to pitch the TV show. I'm still not ready. So then I went to a woman that lives in Victoria that does the annual health show, big health show, Vancouver, Calgary, Victoria, 10, 20,000 people. I went to her, she lives in Victoria. I said, let's cut a deal. Here's the deal. I want to do it for free. I want to come to every seminar, and I want to do an emotion code seminar. She was thrilled. So we ended up working something out. So that was me on stage, live, in front of a big audience, doing the emotion code. I nailed all three of those. I said, I still want more practice. I want more practice meeting someone that I don't know, someone off the street. So then I started a meetup group, So tonight's our meetup group. We meet once a month. I'm having 50 to 70 people come tonight. So everything I'm doing right now is in rehearsal for my TV show. In my head, this TV show will be me, and somebody will bring a friend of theirs to the restaurant or the coffee shop. And they'll say, hey, I want you to meet my friend Robert. He's had a stiff neck, and we'll talk about it. We'll agitate. Well, Robert, how have you tried to fix it? And then I'll get the magnet out, and then I don't know. I'm right now I'm producing the show, but I like the idea. My first idea was to do it on the streets, and then have a host and have people gather around, and I could feel my discomfort around that. That was just too stretchy. It might end up being there, but right now I'd rather be in a quiet restaurant. So it's all calculated. People take and calculated means it's planned out. Some people take a big risk and then they don't get it done because they get into procrastination and fear. So, one step at a time. Everything you're doing should be in alignment to the goal. If you caught me taking a plumbing course, you know what? Ask me, are you still in alignment to doing your TV show? I'll say, no, I saw something shiny over there. So
we're all guilty of that sometimes. So yeah, this is awesome. You have this big goal, this big vision, and then you're basically exhausting all the possibilities, right? You're trying all the different types of people, the different problems to be solved. And so that way you just get better and better and eventually become so good they can't ignore you, right?
That's right. Because there's not a template to tell me what to do, right? So even last week, I went to this event. It was 9:00 in the morning, and there was only like 10 people that showed up. It was like 5 to 9. And then right at the last minute, I said, well, I don't want to stand on a stage with 10 people. Let's form a circle. So my team was there. I said, form a circle with 10 chairs. And all of a sudden, a bus pulled up. And this bus pulled, it's not real bus, but all these people. So we had like 58 people. So just on the fly, it's like, oh, okay. And that was the first time ever that I formed a circle and I put 2 chairs in the middle. And then I said, oh, I like this, you know? And then
And you wouldn't have come across that if it wasn't for the improvisation, the
never
experimenting.
Yeah, I would have never. And I know the very first time I was at a conference for 4 days in Vancouver, and I was there before. I was speaking on Thursday, but I was there to build relationship capital. That's why I was there. I was doing a seminar on Thursday, but I went all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday. I could have went to my room 100 times and gone to sleep because I didn't really have to be present, but I was there to build relationship capital. And then the word got out that I was doing emotion coach. So whether it was in the bathroom or the restaurant or the elevator, people were coming up to me and said, oh, I hear, because people said, oh my God, Michael Losier helped me get rid of coffee yesterday. And I hadn't had, like, the word got out or whatever it was. So, so then on Thursday, I did my law of attraction seminar for 2 hours. And then I did a 40-minute emotion code. And it was the first time that there was people in the audience that had a session. Normally it's brand new. And now I thought, get them to stand up, right? So I said, hey, so everybody that I gave it, there was 440 people there. I said, everybody that hadn't, so like boom, boom, all these people stood up, and then we gave them a round of applause and they sat down. And then I go back to my hotel room, and I've been doing this my whole life. I don't ask for feedback. I don't want to know that the room was too hot or too cold. I don't care about that. I did a good job training, right? And I've had feedback my whole life, even if I didn't want it. But I give it to myself, and here's what I ask myself. What 3 things did I do really well? And what 3 things could I do differently? Well, what I did really well is I built relationships for 3 days. I gave 70 seminars away, and I got them to stand up. Then I said this. Now I want you to sit down if what I did for you didn't stick or hold.
Ooh, that's good.
Oh yeah, it was good. This is on the fly. I never did it before. And nobody sat down. And then, I thought, oh, I didn't know about this, but what if I got a mic runner? So, you know what? I'd like to hear from 2 or 3 people. I need a mic runner. Lady in blue dress. Imagine if I had done that and actually heard one woman talk about I helped her child. Someone else could have talked about I helped his back. Someone else could have said, see, and now, remember the word installing? Now everyone's hearing this miraculous results. So instead of saying, oh, I should have did that, what a mistake, blah, blah, blah. What's my reframe? Here's what I do differently. But I wouldn't have known about doing that and doing this, like, you just have to be really flexible. So when it comes time for me to actually do something on film, I'll have lots of polish and lots of experience about how to handle many situations.
Amazing and very inspiring. And what I'm getting from that is that you're having fun, you're being observant of yourself, and you're being consistent, and you make sure not to slow down, keep on doing the meetups, the events, the live streams. And then sometimes just through random chance, you're making these incremental improvements like the mic runner or, such and such, slow down. So that way you can just by repeating this and by continuing this show, it's just getting slowly better over time. And maybe you don't realize it, from week to week, but when you look back years past from when you first started compared to now hundreds of shows later, I'm sure it's like night and day, right?
Yes. Well, the very first meetup we had was about a year ago. And my friend Helena, I live on an island, so there's only 2 of us, and she lives like an hour away. So we put the meetup group together, we promote it together, we share and we talk about the emotion code. We have a big blown up emotion code chart, and we would do 1 session each. Now, then we start thinking, all these people are coming to see a demonstration. We're only choosing 2 people. It's like, people are fascinated to watch it. But I said, I want them to come back. I don't want them to be a one-off because we're building relationships with these people. A lot of them have hired us since. So I thought, how can I get more people? So then we start we'd work on 1 person each. And then what we do, we call the speed round. So whoever wants 1 food or item deleted or seasonal allergies or we'd build a list, put your hand up. And they'd stay in their seat. And I'd connect with them and I'd do what I did with you. I said, good. Okay, no more Cheetos for you. That's done. Who else? Who's next? So, and now everyone's coming back, right? Because there's more chances than. So we bring 2 people in front of the room and really drag out the process so we can kind of show people. And then we do the speed round. And again, all of it is to get the exposure, build our business, and so on.
Exciting stuff. Well, I don't want to keep you here for too long, but I want to make sure everyone knows how to find out more about you if they were as blown away as I was hearing you work your magic. So that is, go to Facebook, type in Michael Losier, that is Losier, and find that Facebook group. And so what's the Facebook group called again?
It's called the Michael Losier's Emotion Code Hangout Room. But if you just type Michael Losier, there's only me. Also, there's a little 8-minute video for those that like to see explain this. You can go to removetrappedemotions.com. That's removetrappedemotions.com, and you can watch a video where I explain the process. And I have a menu there as well. And you can say it's like a restaurant menu. You kind of look at it. Oh, I want him to do that and do this and do that. So it was fun. Now, you be sure to give us an update on your behavior, thoughts, or consumption of the items we get rid of today.
That will be very interesting. I will be extremely impressed if it's gone, if it's deleted forever, to use your term.
Oh, you're going to hold me to that, aren't you? You're going to be 7 years old and you're going to chase my ass and say, you said in 2019, and I just left Taco Bell.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's exciting stuff and exciting times. And I don't know about you, Michael, but I spent years ignoring all this emotion stuff. I thought I'm just going to, focus on my business. I'm just going to make the money. But we have good days and bad days, and getting a handle on these blockages is so important. And I think the people that are in denial about it are the ones that need it the most. So removetrappedemotions.com is the place to go. And then Google search or look on Facebook, Michael Losier, and that way you can see him work his magic. And if you happen to be able to attend one of his meetups or events, then make sure you do it. But most of all, keep in touch with him and see what he can do for you. So removetrappedemotions.com and michaellosier.com. Anything to say here, Michael, as we wrap up, shut down here?
No, I think, we gave enough people, this is a paradigm shift, what we're talking about today. They thought episode number 170 might have been a shift they needed to make. Well, guess what? This episode is their second, like, what? So
blows the doors off.
Explore my YouTube shows on the emotion code. Look at all the things we've been having with.
Super cool. So we'll see you on YouTube, Facebook, Meetup, and wherever else Michael happens to be hanging out. Thanks for making the time, Michael. Really appreciate it. Have a good one.